Welcome, this is episode 1 of the Squarespace series, and it's how to target only the home page in Squarespace. And once you know this CSS tip, you will really improve your CSS skills overall. So why do we want to target the home page in the first place? Let's say you had a header or footer on the site and you wanted a specific page such as the home page to be different from all the other pages. That is what we're doing today. It's a very useful thing to know, and you can start designing different pages within your Squarespace site and target them with CSS. So I'll just show you an example of what we're trying to do. So let's have a look on Checked Analytics, which is a site I built not that long ago. So as we can see on the home page, we've got the navigation here and it's all a white background. But if we go on an internal page, we can see we've got this different background. So therefore there's no real way to do this in Squarespace unless we use this kind of trick with the knot as I'm about to show you. So you can see there the internal pages are different from the home page. So that is what we're trying to achieve. So let's grab the home page ID in CSS and HTML. And there's two ways you can do it. You can either use browser tools, which I'm going to show you, or you can use the Chrome tool, which is very popular among Squarespace and developers and builders. I prefer DevTools just because I'm more used to that, but either way is perfectly acceptable. So let's look on to the site and grab the home page ID. The quickest way to get into DevTools is to right click on the page and hit Inspect. And if we look in here in the inspector on the left hand side, we're looking for the body ID. Now there it is there. So we've got body ID collection, and then starts with 64 and ends in 380. So this is going to be very different for your own specific site within Squarespace. So you really need to get this 100% right for this to work. So if you double click in there onto the collection ID, you can actually kind of select it within DevTools, then just go you can right click and go copy, or just Command and C on a Mac to copy that, and that is you grabbed that ID. So we can now target this in CSS. So now that we've grabbed the ID, we can start targeting things within our CSS on that specific page. So as you can see the code there, the body, and then there's the hash, which means ID in CSS, and then we've got what we copied and pasted there. And then we're targeting the header, and this is just an example. You can change the background color there to grey. Quite simple stuff to target the home page. But let's say you wanted to target every page but the home page. So what would you do then? Then we introduce the selector I've kind of mentioned, the not pseudo selector. And as you can see there, we've got body, and then we've got colon, and then not. And then in the parentheses, we have got the collection ID there. So that means every page but that ID, and that ID is for the home page, so it's every page but the home page. And then as an example, I've just got a header there. Again, we're changing the background color. So let's say we wanted to target the footer on the home page. Again, very similar code. We've just got the body, then we've got the hash, and then we've got the collection ID there. And then we're targeting the footer and a different background color there. And very similar once again to target every page but the home page and target the footer is body not, and then the hashtag and the ID of that home page. So as you can see there is a difference between the two. It's a little bit of struggle maybe at first just to get your head around how this works. But once you've done a couple, you will really get into it. That's how we target the home page and also every page but the home page. So what you can also do with knots, and there's actually a more advanced way to do this, but let's keep this straightforward for now. And you can actually chain knot pseudo selectors together. So there you can see I've got one collection at the start, that is the home page, and I've got a second one, and it's just a dummy I've got there, but you can chain these. So that would be the home page, not the home page, and not another page, and you can keep going like that. You can have multiple knots. You know, there's unlimited how many knots you could have. That would be too complicated if you had 2 dozen or whatever, but you get them. I'm sure you get the idea there, that you can chain the not selectors, and it just adds another string to your bow with CSS and understanding this not pseudo selector. Just another quick example here, and not to do with the home page, but let's say you wanted to target every single H2 header element on your site, and you just say not the first child, as it says there, and that is every H2 on your site but the first child, which just means the first. So everything but the first H2 is going to have a margin top of 2 AM. So that's very useful to know, and this just once again adds another string to your bow when you are dealing with CSS. So if your code isn't working, just remember that your body ID is going to be different for every page and every site. So just remember that it needs to be different from the code I've got. Secondly, as you well aware, if you miss one character or one number in that ID, it will not work. It needs to be at 100% exactly the same as the ID on your site, on that body element. And I've used the background property just as examples, as you've seen, but it's probably not the best example, to be completely honest, because you sometimes need to hide other elements in the background to get that background to show through. But hopefully I've explained it okay in the code. Any questions of that, please just ask and I'll try and help as best as I can. And please like and subscribe. This will motivate me to do other future videos. And thank you, and talk soon.